Hello everybody, this is Oksana Radko and my brand of knitted bags, La Accessory. In this video lesson I'm going to show you how to make such a model of Franceska bag. This bag is made with leather bottom, which is rectangular, and it has such a small flap with bag lock and leather accessories, which include such handle, which is attached from the inside, which is a really interesting option, and such trendy flap with a bag lock. Inside it has a lining. I'm going to show you how to sew in the lining, not only how to make a bag with a pocket. And also it has such a long shoulder strap with chain. It is leather. So now we will have a look at the size of the bag, the materials and tools that we will need for the work. So the width of the bottom is 20 centimeters, but together with trimming it might be slightly bigger, so visually it is 22 centimeters on the outside, and the height is also 22 centimeters, but due to the handle and the shape the bag looks rectangular, not a square, although it is almost a square. The side here is 10 centimeters, the width of the bottom, like 10 centimeters, yeah. You can measure it on the inside. The bag is really roomy, although it is quite small for those who loves crossbodies, but at the same time wants to stuff a lot into it. This bag is made in the round, but I will tell you how to make such a textured rib. So it is going to be really easy, and at the same time it has a very interesting fact. It's really good for the beginners because the pattern is really simple. You just have to train a little bit, and what is important, your gauge should be the same, so you have to make it neither too tight nor too loose, because it will allow you to get such a result. So let's get started. I'll show you what materials I have prepared and which tools we are going to use. So first I used in such a really extraordinary color of plum and blue. Here I decided to use this trendy color of brown, which will be matching the color of leather accessories. I'm really curious how it will look in this classic combination of colors, because I think that most of you prefer such classy colors. So we will need 2 skeins of polyester cord, 5 millimeters. Pay attention that it is a flat cord. It's not round, it is flat. You see, it is important because polyester cord should be without a filler and a flat one. You will need 2 skeins. Here you have 110 meters. You will have about 30 meters left over, so you'll have enough. You won't have to buy some more. Then you will need such a leather flap. We'll sew it here with a needle, and it has a really handy bag lock. This lower one we will sew to the bag. Then there is a bottom. We're going to start with trimming the bottom. It is also leather and it is quite thick. And then we will go on working from the bottom upwards in the round. And I'll show you how to make the ribs here. Then there is a handle, which we will be able to attach. It's quite a wide handle, 3 centimeters, with such interesting accessories. So this part is going to be attached inside the bag, and this part, this strap with a half ring, is outside, and it is exactly the size we need for the size of the bag. And of course, if you like, you can attach a shoulder strap because it is a crossbody and it is really comfortable to wear it on the shoulder. Here I have 2 centimeters and there are chains. So as to the chain, you can make it smaller and it will allow you to regulate the length of the shoulder strap if you want to make it shorter. And now about the tools. So we're going to use all the ordinary tools. They are the crocheting hooks, 4.5 millimeters crocheting hook. If you need, you can take a 5 millimeters crocheting hook, and 4 millimeters crocheting hook you will need for hiding the ends. Then a lighter and scissors, of course, measuring tape, and needle and thread for sewing the ends. You don't have to use it in same color, so it won't be visible at all. And then some markers and sewing pins for the lining. By the way, speaking about the lining, I have decided to take it in matching color as well. It is some kind of staple cotton. In the previous bag I used linen. Linen keeps the shape really nice because so if you are a newbie, if you have never sewn a lining into the bag before, I recommend you to use linen linen or cotton linen or satin. This will be a fabric which is easier to work with. Maybe I will change it here as well. So we start our work with trimming the bottom. For this, we take the bottom with the right side facing us. Here you see we have a little bit of lining. And for this, we will need 4 millimeters crocheting hook. It will be easy. 4.5 also will do, but 4 will be easier to work with. So now we will make the trimming here. Around you can start anywhere, somewhere in the middle, for example. I'll start visually in the middle. Here we have 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So we will start in the middle, but it doesn't matter actually where you want to start. So now you take your cord. So insert the hook and grab the working thread. Make a loop. This loop will be so that you can reach to the next opening. Do not make it too tight, so just enough. And we're going to make slip stitches into each opening. Leave the free end, we'll hide it later. Insert the hook into the next, grab the working thread, and at once make a slip stitch. You can tighten this one because there you have a free end. Then again insert the hook, pull the loop so that it reaches till the next opening, long enough but not too long. Grab the working thread and pull this loop through the loop on the hook at once. Insert, grab the working thread, pull. If you are a beginner, then you might get a little bit discomfort because the cord is thick, and you will just get used to it if you are not used to working with such big cord. I will work together with you till the corner, and then you'll continue on your own according to the same principle. You see, I do not tighten it too much, and make sure the cord is not twisted. In the corner, likewise, we just make 1, turn our work, and continue the same way. This is just the first part of the trimming, then we will add one more row. So like this, you just go on making slip stitches in each opening. And then we will meet when we have finished this round. After you have made the round of slip stitches, I'll make the last one here. Then we need to cut the about 10 centimeters because we'll need to make a full slip stitch. These three ends, then I will have to burn them with lightener, but after we have finished it. So insert the hook here into the first and grab this end. And now we need to return the hook into the opening from the wrong side to the right side, but so that it comes in the middle of this stitch. You see? In the middle. And then grab the working thread and pull it back to the wrong side. So this way we have made the false slip stitch, just adjust it so that it is the same size as all the rest. And now polyfier cord is the thing that can fray really easily. That's why we have to melt it like this by burning it with some fire, lighter, for example, yeah, or matches. All these ends we will either glue inside or sew them. So I'll show you a little bit later how to deal with them. Now we just prevent them from fraying by making a knot like this. So, and like this, the first stage of the trimming is ready. Now we need to make the trimming around this row to cover these parts of leather here that are visible now and start making the sides already. So we'll start in the center. Here we have to leave about 1 meter, maybe a little bit more, of the cord. We'll also burn this end. So we need to leave about 1 meter of free end. Then we find the center approximately. Here we have 18 stitches, so it means that 9 or 10 will be the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 9. 9, that is 9, yeah? So either this one or that one will be the central one. So here we need to start more or less in the center, either here or here. Okay, I'll start here. Pierce it through the slip stitch. Here we leave 1 meter, yeah, of free end, and grab the loop. Like this. Make the loop long enough so that you can make a stitch on top of the bottom, so that it covers this edge of the bottom. And grab the working thread. Pay attention, not the 1 meter end, but the end that comes from the skein. We make a stitch. This free end you just leave aside, and the working thread is on your left. Insert the hook in the next opening. Grab the working thread, make a loop long enough to make a single crochet, and pull the loop through both the loops on the hook. Into the next one again. So here in this trimming we will have an increase. It means that we will be making several stitches in one. Yeah, we'll be making 2 single crochets in one opening, for example. So we have started, and now I'll take the marker and mark where we have started. I mark the first increase. It is going to be on the corner, on each corner. There will be an increase. I mean this one, the corner opening, yeah? Then on the sides we will also have increases in the center. Here we have 9, so number 5 will be an increase. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th opening here will be an increase. And likewise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we will have an increase here. 5th opening on this side and 5th opening on this, 5th on this and on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so as we go, I will tell you where we're going to make increases. Sometimes you have to look at the opening exactly, not at the stitch, not at the slip stitch. So these markers are approximate. So here we continue till the marker. Here I do not quite like, better do it this way. And like this. 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So the 5th opening is here. So I can make one more stitch and then make an increase. Take the marker off and make 2 single crochets into the same opening. 1, and into the same opening 1 more single crochet. You see 2 single crochets in one stitch. Go on working till the corner without increases. And we have reached the corner. Here we see a marker and also make an increase, 2 single crochets into one. Here we can make this loop slightly longer on the corner. Grab the working thread, make 1 single crochet and the 2nd single crochet. here you see how nice we frame the corner. Go on working without increases till the next marker. We'll work together one more marker and then you can continue on your own. So 1 single crochet and 1. Take the marker off and make 2 single crochets into 1. So like this, you see, it is a really nice trimming. Go on working till the point where we have started on your own, according to the same principle, making increases where the markers are. So I have almost finished this trimming, have to make several more stitches. And we have the last stitch here, the last opening in the bottom. And pay attention that now we take a shorter end, we take that meter that we left at the beginning, and we'll close the last stitch with it. Grab it, pull it completely through, and then we need to make a false slip stitch. So we'll use it for closing the last stitch and closing the round to make it absolutely neat. So find the first horizontal stitch here, grab it, pull it completely, likewise like we did in the first stage of the trimming, and then insert it back here into this stitch to imitate a stitch, so it is like all the rest. Insert the hook from the wrong side upwards in the center of this stitch. See, half loop and upper half loop, back half loop and upper half loop. Pull the working thread down, and adjust the size of this stitch so that it is like all the rest. And now we will mark this braid that we have just made and count number of stitches. You will get 60 stitches in the round. If you have a wrong number, check, maybe you have skipped an increase or something. And so I start counting here where the marker is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 54, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Yeah, that's right. 60. Then we'll start working with 4.5 millimeters crocheting hook. We can leave this marker for the time being. So now we see the place where we have to start our round. So the first stitch here, first row of the side, we already start making sides of the bag. We are going to work into the back and upper half loop, like this, you see, upper half loop and the back half loop. Only in the first row we are going to work like this. And we are going to work half double crochets, but slightly different half double crochets. I'll show you how we work the first row, and we start with this loop. Here we will make a false half double crochet. So we take our working thread from the skein, yeah, and we insert the hook into the half loop, just in this stitch, one back half loop. Grab the working thread and make a loop. Then we make a yarn over, like this. Twist the hook like this and insert it one step behind into the one where the marker is, and pierce it through the back half loop. Again, grab the working thread. We see these 3 loops and we work 3 together. And so like this we imitate the first half double crochet, and then we will make just ordinary half double crochets. So it is just the first one we make this way. So, and then in this stitch we make a yarn over and insert the hook in the next such upper and back half loop. Grab the working thread, pull it, and make 3 together. That is a half double crochet. You see that your thread is twisted. You will have to untwist it. So the easiest way to do this, I can show you. I just help it to twist as much as it is already twisted, closer to the work, and then I hold it like this, and you see it starts turning around and it will untwist. Yeah, difficult to show you on the camera, but you understand that if you hold it like this, it will untwist. And now you can continue working. So make a yarn over, find the next, and then pierce it through and grab the working thread. This loop should be short, the one on the hook. It is important in this pattern that the cord is straight. If it is twisted, it is very important that the cord is not twisted on the right side. When you make a stitch, you need it to lie flat. Also, the first row I work not very tight. Then I work tighter. Then the bag will be hard. The sides of the bag will be hard. If you want it to be softer, you can work looser. If you want it to be harder, you want to work tighter. So it's up to you, but you choose it once and then you keep it during all the work. Keep it the same. So again, insert the hook, grab the thread. You see here I made a big loop. No, that's not right. The one on the hook should be tighter. And I repeat, everything. So watch is really important, and you have to really pay attention, because it is the thing that you usually make a mistake in, especially if you are a beginner. And then we make a yarn over. The pattern is really easy. It is absolutely the same, a yarn over and work 3 loops together. That is a half double crochet. That's ordinary half double crochet. And then I'll show you how to join the rounds, because here it's going to be somewhat peculiar. Like this. And so then we go on working till the corner. At the corner we will have increases. So here everything is as always. This loop on the hook should be quite small, and then this loop you make it bigger. See, then the stitches are really nice and even. In this row we are going to make some more increases on the corners. Here we are going to make 1, 2 here and here, then 2 on the corner, and then 2. And so like this we will work on each corner. We have 2 corner stitches in which we make 2 more increases. So everything step by step. Now when you have reached the corner, you see these stitches which were increases. So the first, insert the hook and 1, then make a yarn over, insert into the same opening, into the same stitch, make half double crochet, then the second stitch of the corner. Again we make a yarn over, make 1 and then make the second. Into the same opening, make the second. So you see that now you have 4 stitches at the corner, and we will make it at all the corners, and the number of stitches will be 68. Pay attention to this. And then with this number of stitches we're going to work till the top of the bag. So now you can move on your own. Okay, let's work together again so that you get it. Here we just make half double crochets. And over. Yarn over. So here we make the last half double crochet, And then again we make 2 increases, 2 half double crochets into 1 and 2 half double crochets in the next one. And so you see you have made 4 stitches at this corner. So according to this pattern, we go on working, and then we will start the second. This is the first row. Then we'll start the second. I show you how we make a transition. Starting with the second, we will already, I have 16 rows. Then we'll start counting the rows. But here centimeters are more important than number of rows. So go on working on your own. And I have almost finished the first row. So make the last stitches. And the last stitch we make here. So a yarn over, insert the hook, and now we take our short end and finish the last stitch with this additional short end, like this. Tighten it. And then join it all with a full slip stitch. Insert the hook into the first horizontal, grab this free end and make a full slip stitch. Just on the wrong side, I also grab one more back half loop. So the first row is ready. Now let's start the second row. So the free end remains on the right, and we continue working with free end from the skein. We insert the hook. Insert the hook so that it comes from here, from the full slip stitch. So we grab our working thread, make a loop, hold it so that it is not too big, make a yarn over, and insert the hook, pay attention, into this half loop. So here are the stitches and 2 half loops. We inserted into the upper and back here. Make sure the cord is not twisted and make a half double crochet. Pay attention that this loop is going to be bigger. We'll cover it later, so don't pay attention to it now. Here you have such a joining. So make a yarn over and continue. So all the next rows we will make half double crochets all into this half loop. Make a yarn over, insert it into the half loop, and here grab the working thread and make a stitch. Pay attention that I hold all these so that they are not twisted. All these loops, they all are nice and flat. Then the pattern will look wonderful. and have a good texture. So do not ignore this. If you see you don't like it, just make it again. Make a yarn over, place the cord nice and flat, then here and back, and make a half double crochet, 3 together, this one on the hook is short, the next one is somewhat longer. Here likewise. And so like this, we will work all the half double crochets. So here now we will work into these stitches. Here we had a somewhat different joining, but now we work them all the same. Make a yarn over, so let's go corners together and then you will work on your own. At the corner, here we have the stitches we made at the corner. So this one is a little bit askew. It's tilted a little bit, but then it is all the same, it doesn't matter. Here we make the same half double crochets. Pull this loop that you make now a little bit longer. It will make a nice pattern. Make a yarn over. So actually, that's what you have to do at the corners. You go on working like this till the end of this round. There we will make a joining again. And maybe one more row, and then you'll be able to work on your own because it will be just all the same. Repeating all the same. So we are at the end of the second row, and now I have to make last stitch and join the round. The last stitch. Pay attention that this long half loop we also grab like this, and here don't forget that for the last stitch we use the shorter free end. We finish with the shorter end, and then we need to make joining of the round. So we take a hook into the first horizontal, pay attention, horizontal, not a vertical one, but first horizontal stitch like this, and then here we can make it into this half loop. Then we need to find the false slip stitch. If you pull at the end, you will be able to see where the false slip stitch is. Now make a loop, not too long, make a yarn over, and insert the hook into this one. Pay attention, into this one. Then make a half double crochet, then again you see this loop will be covered when we will be making next stitch here. Leave it for the time being like this. Then find the next stitch, and so like this we go on working according to the pattern. So here everything is the same. Go on working like this. Keep the same gauge, that's important. And like this, you go on working till the top of the bag. I cannot say how many rows we have to make right now, because you have to work several rows to see it. But I think you can already see the pattern. First, the second row, the third row. So here we are going to make approximately the number of centimeters, not counting the rows. So I recommend you to make one more row. I'll go together with you, close it, and then you will go on working on your own. And again, we reached the end of the row and we will join the round. I'll show you again so that you can do it yourself. So we make the last stitch, insert the hook into this half loop, and not only into this half loop, but into the additional one. You see this one? This long one. And pull the loop. And we finish with the short free end, as you remember. Finish last stitch with it and make a false slip stitch with it as well. Here we make a false slip stitch, first horizontal, insert the hook into it, and close the round. Like this. And now we make a false slip stitch, make a loop, and return it exactly where we have started it. And then again join. And we start a new round, insert the hook into the half loop of the false slip stitch, make a first loop, then make a yarn over, and insert the hook into this one. And then back into the half loop. Grab the working thread and pull it through this half loop, make longer loop and make a half double crochet. Then again we see that this half loop, long one, we will cover it with the next stitch when we finish this round. So this is a slightly more difficult way of joining the round. It is slightly thicker, but as it is going to be such a line, now I'll show you on this one. You see, you can see this line, but it is absolutely okay. It is symmetrically dividing back into two parts, and in the center we sew this flap, so it's not a problem, it's not a big deal that it is visible. So at this stage you can go on working on your own upwards. Again, let's have a look how many rows you have to make, how many centimeters you have to work. Last trimming will have about 4 millimeters. So let's have a look. Till this point you have to work upwards till you have approximately 22 centimeters. So work approximately 22 centimeters upwards. In my case it is 16 rows. But you have to measure your size of the bag. So go on working for 22 centimeters upwards, following all the same stages. Go on working upwards like this. And then we will meet when you have worked 22 centimeters. We will make the last row of slip stitches and then go on working with the bag. So I have almost finished the 16th row. I finish it now. Now let's finish together. And the 17th row is going to be slip stitch row for a kind of trimming. Now I'll show you. We'll measure the back and then we will start working with the sides. So I have several stitches more to make. Finish here likewise. So you close it with the other free end and then make a false slip stitch. So everything is the same as always. Insert the hook into the first horizontal stitch and likewise here. And so then you get the base. Here is the point where we were joining the rounds. It is right in the center, which is important that it is right in the center. You can even make it such a decor element on the right side, but although it is not perfectly in the center, it's better to leave it on the back side. But I think it looks quite decorative on its own. So if you like, you can even make it the front part of the bag because it looks quite interesting. So the last row of the base, now let's measure it. Let's measure it first. So I made 23 centimeters in this bag, slightly more than in the previous one. Do you see? So let's count the rows as well so that you can see how many rows you have to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just count these stitches like this. It's easy to count it. You can see them clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This bag is going to be a little bit higher, but it is okay. When I made 15 rows, I saw that it was not enough. So, okay, let's make it so. This one is going to be more rectangular than slightly more oblong. And so now we insert the hook into the false slip stitch. I'll grab the working thread. And then we insert the hook into the next stitch inside into the back half loop, grab the working thread and join it with slip stitch. Then again we insert the hook into the next like this, make a stitch. With such slip stitches we are going to work in this round just to make it a nice trim. Do not tighten it here too much. Here it should be as tight as the back is, so neither too tight nor too loose. Same as the back. Also try to make sure that the cord is not twisted and stitches look nice. Go on working like this on your own till the end. Then we will finish the trimming and start making the corners. So let's move on. Okay, I have almost finished this round. Got attentive here. Here we have a false slip stitch and we need to join it with one more false slip stitch. So here you don't have to use the other free end, you can use the one from the skein because we have to cut it anyway. And likewise, we insert the hook into the first horizontal one here, this. And close this round like this. That's it. So we have made this full slip stitch to close the last round. Now this free end, I will just stop it from fraying. We will hide the ends a little bit later. First I want to show you how to make the corner ribs. So that's how the base looks. It is almost ready. Forgot to tell you this color is a cinnamon color. It's called cinnamon. I think a nice combination with this leather. So how to make the ribs? On the corners, here I will mark. We'll need some markers first. But first of all, let's count number of stitches. Here there should be as many as we had at the beginning, but let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 68. That is 68. And that's right, we have 68 stitches. Now here, I want to make ribs on the corners to make them sharp so that the shape is kept like this. We need to sew these corners. I'll show you how to sew them. So now take any corner, absolutely any. And here you need visually to decide which you are going to use for sewing. So here, for example, I have chosen this one. I first press it like this, so now I see one vertical line, and have a look whether it's not too much. So I could make it here, for example, then front part will be wider and then the side will be narrower. So here you need kinda choose where you want to make this rib, at what point you will make it. So we'll be able to change it. If we won't like it, we'll just try. Okay, I have chosen this line along which I'm going to make the rib. I will mark here where I will make the rib, which we will sew. So then I need to count 24 stitches, starting with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'll mark 24th, and it means that it's going to be the next rib here. So here I will also fix it like this. Let's have a look visually how it looks. You can try here. So you can change. If you don't like it like this, you can make it wider, you can make it narrower. I think that this is going to be better. Okay, let's give it a try like this. Now we have to evaluate it visually, whether we like what we see or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We started counting with the next. After the marker, I will put a marker into the 11th stitch here. So between the markers there will be 10 stitches without counting the marker. Here likewise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and into the 11th I insert the marker. Here we also make such ribs. It can be this one or this one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here and here. So then the sides will be like this. And so this is the shape of the back, which we are going to fix with these ribs. So now I'll show you how to shape it, how to sew it. It's really easy, nothing complicated. One will make together, all the rest you'll be able to do on your own. I'll make a zoom in, so it's the front part, and here is the line along which I'm going to make this rib. So here is the marker. I can sew either this one or that one. I think that visually this one I like better. Our rib is going to be represented by one stitch in each row. And like this you can see the stitches. When you have folded it, you can see here you have one stitch. So this is the front side, and so I'll start on the left rib front part. Here we need to insert the hook between the first and the second row into the first stitch, like you see, behind whole stitch. So we grab this one stitch, I'll grab this working thread and make a loop. And now I will insert this hook, be attentive, into each opening where we have such horizontal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you see, horizontal half loops. So we insert the hook, let me see, I'll show you on this side. Here they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones, 1, 2. It is the easiest way to make it. You can pierce it like this and grab the working thread. And also with a joining slip stitch, make this stitch. You can tighten this free end. Then again, insert the hook into the next opening and pierce it through. Then again, stitch on the hook. Here you have to make the stitches all the same according to their size so that it looks nice. Then again you'll find this half loop, tighten if need be, and then you will get such a braid when you sew it. Then again find the next, grab this working thread and make a slip stitch. Then again a slip stitch. It's easier to pierce it here. You will be able to find it easily because it is the easiest way, the easiest place to pierce it. You have such an opening there, and you work a slip stitch around one stitch in height. Like this. And we are almost at the top now. Here the next one, and then I just insert it into this upper half loops. You see, 2 half loops, and pull it under. So that's it. That's our last joining slip stitch. Cut the thread and stop it from fraying and glue it, or just press it and it will stay put. So first rib is ready, and that's how it looks. The other one, opposite it, I sew top down. I will stop the end from fraying first, and then on the other side you will also work one of them top down, the other bottom up. Here we insert the hook like this, from top down. Start here, grab the working thread, make a stitch. Then we insert the hook let me see. Yeah, here we insert the hook slightly lower, just slightly lower, so that we are at the level of this half loop. Make a joining slip stitch, and then we're going to go lower and pierce it through like this. You see this half loop, also there is such a little half loop or braid, so likewise we did on the other side. Likewise here we have to insert the hook, not just here, but a little bit lower, and make a slip stitch. Then again pierce it, make a loop, and a slip stitch. Again pierce it, go a little bit lower. You can pierce it just simply like this, or grab one more half loop to make it sure. Then here so it doesn't matter how you insert the hook. If you follow one straight line and you make these slip stitches, you will get the rib, so you will get it right. And here we go till the end of this row, and the last stitch also is between the first and the second row. 1, 2. And pull the thread. I will cut it and leave it for the time being. I will show you how to sew them later. And slightly burn it. Now let's have a look. After you have made the strips, you have to put it onto some flat surface, like onto the table, and have a look whether you like how it turns out. It's better to make the other two as well. So do not hide the ends until you have made sure that you like it, that everything is okay. Only after you have installed the accessories, you'll be able to evaluate and decide that yes, everything is okay, I'm not going to change anything. So here you have to look just visually, you cannot count it, you have just to make it look nice visually. Now I have already made the ribs on all the sides, and now I will show you how to install such a handle. A handle has these little nails. You can turn off one, screw it off one, and these things, as you see, you can open them on both sides. And here you can use glue to make sure that it will stay put, that you won't lose it accidentally. Yeah, so I prefer to glue them when I install them to make sure. So we take the handle, the leather part, and as the handle is a short one, we need to install it right on top here, inside. It's going to be inside the bag. Visually, you need to find, so let's take this strap as well, and we need to find the middle of the side. Visually, find the center. So in my case, it is 3 stitches on each side approximately here, and it takes 2 stitches. And I pierce it like this, pierce it, pierce it through, then take the handle and pierce it through the handle, and then close this nail. Now I do this without the glue, because I just want to make sure that I have found the right place. When you have settled everything, then you can take glue, open it, add some glue, and then close it. Maybe you'll have to change something, to reduce something, or whatever. So here as well, we pierce it all through together, this strap, the handle, the bag. It's difficult for me to show you on the camera, but I hope you see. Like this, yeah. And then fix it. So that's how we install the leather accessories. And make sure that you have made it right in the center. As you see, I haven't. I'll have to undo it. Sometimes you can't do it from the first go, and it is okay. Yeah, like this, perhaps it will be better. And then later, when you will be sure that it is how it's going to be, you can add some glue. So you can install the other side on your own, and we'll continue. So we have installed the handle, and we have made the ribs. So now we will proceed to the flap. Before you start sewing the flap, I recommend you to install this one and this one. So we'll need to place it right. For this, I usually prefer to sew it to the center. So find the center here where you sew the lower part of the flap, but it depends on the color of the bag and so on. So here I'll make it this way. So you find the place where you wanna to be. So at this stage, I hold the lower part in place and fix it with some sewing pins for the time being, like this. Of course, you need to find the center to count the number of the rows here, count the number of the stitches on the left and right, so find the center. I'm not going to do this because you might have different place for this. And then here you have this flap. You can make it so that the back is closed completely like this. The sides are tightly one next to the other. Then you have to make the flap, to sew the flap lower. If you don't want it to be so tight, I actually prefer to make a little gap between the sides here. Just a little bit. Not too tight, so I sew the flap a little bit higher. Here I have this middle line, so I already know where the middle is. I don't need to count it. And so I can easily find the place for the flap to sew. Also fix it with some sewing pins. And then check again. Check that you have it in the center. And we start sewing. Now, I want to tell you several things. I have found the center. I have checked and I decided that the front part is too wide. So it should have such a trapeze shape, and then it will have the shape that we want to achieve, which you have seen when I showed you the first back. So I decided to shift this rib a little bit, and now the shape is as I like it. So check. This side is slightly wider, and I'm going to leave it so. So your back side might be a little bit wider than the front. So here again, it's all up to you where you want to make the ribs. That will influence what will be the shape of the back as a result. So now check everything, make sure that you have a center. Here I also had to change the side straps, so that's why I told you not to add glue, because it is not the final decision. Now, when you have everything centered, fixed, and you are sure that everything is all right, we can start sewing the flap. For sewing the flap, we need to take some really strong thread. It can be waxed thread, synthetic thread, or just some thick thread. I'm going to use the mulin cross stitch thread. I'll make several times just because I have the right color. I think here it is really easy. I'll just show you the principle, how we sew it. We fix the thread into the knitted base, knot or loop. Here be careful because you have the pins, so don't break your fingers. So be very careful here when you sew it. You need to insert it into the opening. And now you just sew it into the openings on the leather, stitch by stitch. I will make several stitches in each opening. One more here, maybe one more even. just to make sure that I've sewn it properly. You see, you just sew it. It's ordinary sewing stitches. It's really difficult for me to show you on the camera, but I hope that you see that the stronger your thread is, the better here, or make several stitches if you do not have a strong thread. It's difficult for me to get it and not to break the finger. Like this. So I have made 3 stitches here. I'll take this pin off already, and now I will go from right to left. Yeah, we're moving right to left, and the next opening, and so on. Likewise. Likewise, make several stitches in each opening. Make sure that you haven't shifted and sew all around the lock. So I have sewn this part of the lock. And also wanted to say that when I fix the thread at the beginning and the end, I do not make any knots. I just make several stitches back and forth, like for example here I have the last stitch, and so I will just make several stitches like this, just into the knitted base, here and there. Just try to get into the same opening here. And so you just make stitches here and there, back and forth. You leave the thread into the knitted base and it will stay put there. You don't have to make any additional knots, it will stay put there. And then you can cut it. And here it is, the lower part of the back lock is sewn. Now the second, check again that you have placed the upper part right. Check it. Okay. I have found the center. I have checked that it is nice here when you close it. Here I have a little gap. I'll show you now. Yeah, you see here I have a little gap, which is okay for me. And do not tighten it. And now we can start sewing the other side of the flap with the back lock. So we open it here and fix it into the knitted base. If you are going to make the lining, don't worry about it, these stitches will be covered with the lining. And so we start sewing it. For us it is important now to sew it here so that you have nice stitches on the leather flap. stitches. And take it off. And then I'll also make 3 stitches in each opening. This part of the flap should be sewn really well because you are going to pull at it all the time. So it has to be strong and it's going to be stretched because the backlog is held on it. So here you have to sew it really well. Make as many stitches into each opening as you can, 3, 4. And so we sew it. And then we'll meet after we have sewn it. I'll show you what we do with the free ends. So now we have sewn the flap. And we have the handle. These markers you can take off. We don't need them anymore. We have already made the ribs, so everything is almost ready. And we can start. Now we have to hide the free ends. It's really easy, we just hide them inside, like the ones we have already hidden. For example, this upper one, it would be easier to hide it inside. First you need to pull it inside and do this so that it doesn't break the pattern. So have a look. Here I see that I can insert the hook like this. Then if I pull this end down, it will be invisible, so it will not create any additional stitches that will break the pattern. And then I hide it behind several stitches, down absolutely into any stitches. Don't have to hide it too low, just like this. And it will be covered by the lining anyway. And then I take the same thread and sewing needle and sew it this way. You have to pierce really deep so that you pierce the stitches together with the free end. So you fix the end and the stitches that are around it together. And pay attention, I do not cut the thread. Again, just in case. Do not cut the cord. And so, like this, I make stitches back and forth several times. When you see that it is enough, then you can cut the end of the cord. And then after I have cut the cord, I also make several stitches into this place where I have just cut it. Just clean cut. And try to make several stitches right here where I have cut it. So that I stop it from fraying, make sure that this end won't come off and will stay there. Like this. Maybe once again. Just to make sure. I do not make any knots, just cut the thread. According to the same principle, you can hide all the other free ends. Hide them behind the stitches, then sew them, cut the cord, and sew the place where you have cut it. And I want to show you how to hide these ends. Below, I do not insert it inside because it's difficult to get there. I just insert the hook somehow like this and hide it into the trimming of the bottom. Hide it here. Here you can do it this way, for example. You can hide it this way and then sew it. Sew it like this. Also sew it really carefully so that stitches are invisible, of course, on the right side. If I don't make the knot, it is important to insert the needle into the same opening and then shift it when it comes out. Here it is a little bit difficult because we have leather, but nevertheless, we can make it easier. You have to be careful. Find the corner where you can pierce it. And be careful with your fingers. And now you cut it. Quite clean. And then sew it. Like this. Fix it and then just cut it. So on one side we have already hidden, then hide all the rest. And then we will proceed to sewing in the lining. So I've decided to compare these two bags, so let's have a look. I have sewn all the free ends already, and we have just to sew in the lining. But before this, I want to tell you this way. This bag, brown one, as you see, I made not so tight, so it is softer. It also influenced the size. It is a little bit bigger and it is 1 centimeter wider. So here you see that if you want it to be smaller, to be a little bit thicker, not so soft, you tighten the stitches. If you want to be softer, then you do not tighten the stitches and it will be a little bit bigger. Now we will proceed to measuring, to cutting the lining, sewing it and sewing it into the bag. Here I want to show you that I have used linen lining. I have already used it, that's why you see. We are going to make it with a pocket, lining with a pocket. I recommend you to use the fabric that keeps the shape, that is linen, cotton. It will be easier for you to work with it. But I unfortunately have chosen a soft fabric, it will be a little bit more difficult for me to work with it, but I just like this color, so I have to work with what I have. It's also okay, but it will be a little bit difficult to sew. So now I'll show you everything in detail again. Inside. And also pay your attention that when you see that everything is okay, you can open the nails, add glue, and then fix them again here where the handle is. Just want to remind you. Now, let's go to the lining. We'll need to cut 2 pieces of fabric. It's really easy. Here we have the width, here we have the height. So we'll make such 2 rectangles, height and width. So how are we going to measure the width? You need to measure the back. You need to measure the circumference. We are going to sew the lining under the handle. So at the level where you are going to sew the lining, just remember where you have started measuring, you measure the circumference of the bag, pressing the measuring tape really thoroughly to the side, and you go on like this around and measure its circumference. Especially be careful with the corners, measure them too, don't skip the corners. Like this. And I get 64 centimeters. So the circumference of my bag is 64. It means that width is circumference divided by 2, that is 32 centimeters. And so we'll also need to add 1.5 centimeter on each side for the seam allowance, so that we can make the seam, that is 32 plus 3, 35. So the width of the piece, of each piece, is going to be 35 centimeters. Now the height. Now the height is measured from the point where you are going to sew the lining all the way down to the bottom, and then you measure the bottom as well and go up again till the point where you are going to sew the lining. So here I have 47 centimeters. We also divide into 2, that will be 23.5. Yeah, that's right. 37, 23.5. And then 23 plus 3 centimeters for the seam allowance as well. This will make 23.5, 26.5. So this is going to be 26.5. Now, as to the pocket, we are going to, now I'll just show you, we need a piece of fabric. It's going to be a rectangle as well. The width of the pocket is something that can fit in here, but here we also have part of several centimeters, which is going to be to the side. So we have to calculate that the back side is smaller than this width. For the pocket we need the width and a double height because we are going to fold it double. So the width. Let's have a look. I'm going to make the back side with a pocket, so I need to take into consideration that the width of the pocket will be here, about 16 centimeters. So 16 centimeters plus seam allowance will be okay for this bag. So I take 16 centimeters plus seam allowance 3 centimeters. So the width is going to be 19 centimeters. Now the height. The height here will be not right on the top of the bag, but a little bit lower than the lining, right? So you need to find a place for it, like decide where you want it to be, approximately like this, and then goes down. Like for example, I'd like it to be here, 13 centimeters. Again, this all is visual. So I have 13, but I have to double this number because I'm going to fold the fabric double, and then 13 plus 13 is 26 plus seam allowance plus 3 centimeters. That is 29 centimeters. So this piece is going to be 29. And actually that's it. We need to cut a piece of fabric, 2 pieces for the lining and 1 piece for the pocket. You can have your own numbers. After you have cut the pieces you need, iron them, and we will start sewing. So here I have cut 2 pieces for the lining and 1 piece for the fabric. I'll put the pocket aside for the time being. So now you will need some sewing pins. You can choose any side, they are the same actually. $35 for example, and on the right side, we fold to the wrong side 1.5 centimeter along the edge and pin it in place. So this is going to be the upper edge of your lining, the top of the lining, and so you have to do it on both sides, on both pieces. On top, fold 1.5 centimeter and pin them. So I'm not going to show you the sewing with sewing machine, but I will tell you what to do, so that you can see what you have to do and how. So this is the first part, likewise the second. The first seams you are going to make are these 2 on top of the lining. If you have a tag that you want to sew, then you can sew it at once while you are sewing this top. I usually sew it to the back side of the bag, and as to the back side of the bag I'll also sew the pocket. The pocket will be slightly lower than this tag. So here you have to decide whether you need to sew something, then you have to take it into consideration. Now make this seam, sew the tag if you have one. The seams are ready, I have sewn the tag, and now we will need to sew the pocket to this part. So I'll put the other side for the time being. I fold the pocket double, right side facing, so that we sew on the wrong side on both sides. I will fix it with some pins first. maybe even a little bit more. Let's say 1 centimeter, 3 millimeters, not 1.5, because we're going to turn it inside, and then it will take also some millimeters of the pocket. So to get the size you wanted, you can fold a little bit less than 1.5 centimeter on each side, slightly less. Usually seamsters take 1 centimeter. Like this. So again, now we are making these seams on the wrong side. Yeah, right sides are now inside, facing each other. We make seams on the wrong side, like this. 1, 2. So make these 2 seams, then turn the pocket inside out. After you have made it, turn the pocket inside out, like this. Turn the pocket. That is the right side. Now you need to iron it so that you make it all nice and straight, flat, and then we are going to turn one side that we haven't sewn and sew it to the lining, sew it into place where it's going to be. And now we need to place it. You see I have already ironed it. Now I place it. And now we need to pin the pocket as we are going to sew it on 3 sides. So first I recommend you to pin this part separately. If you have cotton, it will be easier for you to work with it. I have soft fabric, so it is a little bit difficult. So we fold 1.5 centimeter on each side, like this, on top. Like this. You see, it's difficult to work with such soft fabric for me because it's shifting all the time. So along this edge, I will pin it in place closer to the edge, so that these pins do not stand in the way when we pin it to the base. Yeah, so here try to pin it closer to the edge. I think that sewing the line, it's difficult for those of you who rather knit and not sew every day. So here you have to take your time. Now we need to pin it in place on the sides. You can take measuring tape and measure the distance on the left and on the right, or you can do it visually as I do it. And so like this. Also along the edge, pin it. So I pin it where it is going to be, to make it easier for me to make these seams. And then you have to sew it so that it's not far from the pins, yes, to make it look nice. So now I see that I have to check it a little bit, the size. So now you can adjust. It's the last moment when you can adjust it all as you like. Check everything. Okay, and now I like it better. Now I like it better. way, and then you can first maybe pin this. Like this. And now we can also pin this side, or just make side here and here seam, and then make this one. So make the side seams and then this lower one, and that will be it. So I have made these two seams on the sides, and now we need to pin the last side, bottom of the pocket. Here also carefully fold it, and here I'm going to pin it a little bit higher so that I can make a seam. I'll leave the pins, they will help me to keep it in place. Like this, and make the last seam on the pocket. Here I do not quite like how, so I will adjust it slightly different. Push it inside a little bit. Make it like this. And then we'll make this seam here along the edge. Our pocket is going to be ready, and then we'll sew the lining. So I have made all the seams on the pocket, that's how it looks. And now we can proceed to sewing the lining. We need to take the other side of the lining, right side facing right side, looking wrong side to us now. And now we need to make the side seams. Okay, let's make side seams here. Likewise. And now we have pinned it in place. We make the seams on one side, on the other side, and then we make the bottom seam. And when you have made all three, then we will have just to make the corners to create the bottom for the bag. Make these three seams. So our lining is almost ready. Now we only have to make the bottom. For this, I take the corners and open them like this. Put it onto the table, for example. Open the corner so that it has the same sides, equal sides. Sides and the bottom are opposite. If they are like this, you have right sides on right on the left. Now you need to measure the width of the bottom of the bag. So the width can be 10 centimeters in our case. It is the width of the bottom. And now we need to find the spot where 10 will be right in the middle, so that I have 5 centimeters on one side of the central seam and 5 centimeters on the other side of the central seam. We fix this with a sewing pin, like here. It is going to be one corner. We'll make a seam here, and then this is going to be the other corner. Likewise, find place where 5 centimeters are on each side. sides of the triangle are the same, equal. Approximately like this. Yeah. And make a seam here where you have 10 centimeters in width. 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Mark it with some pins. 1, 2, make a seam, and our lining is going to be ready. That's how it looks. So then we will sew it into the back. And so the lining is ready almost. Like these are the corners which we have just made. So we put it into the bag. Make sure that the pocket and the label are on the back side of the bag. And then here you can also pin it to make sure it will stay in place where you want it to be. And you will see at which level you have to sew it so that you center it right, like this. I'll sew slightly on camera and then you will continue on your own. Pay attention that here you have to leave a little bit of fabric, of excess. And so like this, we pin it, place it all around, and then we'll meet when you have pinned it all around the circumference, and I show you the seam that I use for sewing the lining into the bag. So I have pinned the lining into the bag. You see that you have spread it evenly and everything is okay. So now you can start sewing. I always start here where the tag is, then I find the center right, and it will end up in the center exactly where I want it to be. So slightly lower than this level, we fix the thread into the knitted base. You can make a knot. I'll make a loop. Then I go to the level where I am going to sew it, like this. And what I do next? I pierce the lining into the fold here. So visually you'll see into the top, right into the top of the lining, into the top of this fold, and you make a strictly horizontal stitch. Then you pierce the knitted base completely. And then you pull it to the outside and then return it right into the same opening here. Then on this side, we pierce it slightly to the left so that we make a stitch to the left. We move like this. And then again, right into the top of the fabric. And then pierce it through the knitted base. And on this side, you come back exactly into the same opening where you have just entered, but shift it as you pierce it through, so that there is no stitch on the right side, but there is a stitch on the wrong side. And so like this, you go on sewing it till you have sewn all the lining. Like this. And so go on working all along the circumference of the back. It looks really nice. You see that it is absolutely seamless. You can't see it neither on the wrong side nor on the right side. So it's a really neat and effective way of sewing lining into the back. So like this, you go on sewing the lining. And then we will meet when you have already sewn it into the back. Have a look again at our back, check that everything is okay. So I have already sewn the lining into the back. As you see here, I didn't make any knots when I finished. I just have sewn it back and forth and cut the thread. And that's it. Now your Franceska bag is ready. Look how wonderful this lining looks, even with this soft fabric. And actually that's it. That's the finished look. Your bag is ready now. And again, have a look at the both bags. Here they are. They are the same, but they are different. And you see different color, different lining, and also they have different thickness. This one is really thick, it is tight and it is sturdier, and this one was worked rather loosely, so it is softer, and you see the ribs. Also, you can change the size of the front and back sides. The front can be slightly smaller because we wanted to make the trapeze shape. You see, in both cases it is the same. Back side was a little bit wider and the front part was a little bit narrower. So thank you for watching, thank you for choosing my master class and crocheting together with me. And as you work, share your work with me. I'll be really happy to see your bags. I hope that this masterclass was useful and you have learned something, a new pattern, and you have a new bag. So now I want to thank you again and say goodbye. I wish you a lot of inspiration and success. This was Oksana Rudko and La Accessory Brand. See you!